Right now this morning, preparing for the conclave ahead, everything you need to know about the Vatican's historic vote. And changing party lines, how a new lawsuit could readjust how your local candidates appear on the ballot.
Plus, partly cloudy skies and some cooler conditions gradually as we go through the next couple of days. We could even see a little bit of widespread frost in portions of the area later on tonight. More about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Wednesday, May 7th. We had a great day yesterday. What about today? What's on tap?
Well, it'll be pretty good.
Still pretty good?
Yeah, seasonal to mild conditions. You can't go wrong with that. Some 70s holding on to the forecast. The farther north you go, you'll see more 60s in the forecast. Humidities are going to drop as well. They'll get into at least 20 to 30% of that going down to the forecast. Possibly that means we're going to get some pretty cooler air coming into the overnight hours as we go into tomorrow and tomorrow morning. That means we could see some frost in the forecast as well. Then we're going to bump you back up into the 60s and the 70s, or at least near 70 for tomorrow. Well, we'll try to bump those numbers back up for you again as we go into Friday and try to bring you back into the 70s and, of course, back into the 80s. How about the radar right now? Looking pretty dry out there right now. We'll continue to zoom out a bit so you can see that moisture down to the south. A little bit of light moisture well up to the north as you get a cold front that's working through the area right now with an attached stationary front that will continue to zip on through as we go through the next several hours of today. You can see that coming on as we go right into the late morning hours. The stationary front begins to move on in and then turns into a cold front later on, and that's going to take us right back into that cooler air as we go right into Wednesday night, or at least tonight going into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So that means as this all drops, we get cooler going into Thursday. All right, that being said, we've got this coming in. We've got more of this moisture coming in, or cooler air going down to the south, coming out of Canada. When that happens, eventually we cool local temperatures down. I'll come back and I'll give you an overview of how this all shapes up for us over the next couple of days. So please stick around.
Thank you, Art. We turn now to the Vatican, where in just hours, the College of Cardinals will hold its first vote on who will become the next pope. The conclave operates under strict secrecy, with the historic voting process hidden from public view until the new Bishop of Rome emerges. As we take a live look at the Vatican this morning, 135 cardinal electors are preparing to cast their ballots for the momentous decision. Marquette University theology professor Ryan Dunn says the cardinals seek a leader who can unite Catholics worldwide.
Has to be empowered to build bridges across the world to unite Catholics, even when they disagree politically or disagree in their preferences, but to find ways that inspired and oriented by the gospel.
After today, the college will hold 4 daily votes in the Sistine Chapel. The ballots are tallied and burned, with the rising smoke serving as the world's only signal. Black smoke, like you see here, means deliberations will continue. White smoke announces a new pontiff has been chosen. As for who Dunn thinks could become the next Bishop of Rome,
I think Cardinal Parolin, he is an Italian. He has a great depth of experience. He was very close to Pope Francis. I think Cardinal Tagle, he represents a thriving church in the Philippines, the rise of the Asian Christianity.
and any cardinal frontrunner could secure the required 2/3 vote to become pope. We'll monitor the conclave once it starts and bring you updates as they develop. We've been talking about it for 20 years, but today is the day the Real ID requirement takes effect at airports nationwide and at federal buildings and military bases. Taking a live look at the La Crosse Regional Airport, so far everything is smooth sailing here this morning. CBS's Jared Hill takes a look at everything you need to know before you hit the road.
Today, a real test for TSA.
We're focused on and confident that we can enforce the law while minimizing operational impact, wait times.
The Transportation Security Administration has been practicing before today's Real ID launch. Now, people 18 and up who plan to fly will need one of these IDs with a gold or black star in the corner.
Folks will come through the line and will be issued their ID and show it. If it's not compliant, they may be diverted to a different line, have an extra step.
Early birds were ready to take flight.
We beat the deadline by a lot.
If you have plans, just go and get it. Otherwise, just don't plan on traveling until you have it in hand.
According to TSA, about 19% of people showing up to airports don't have a Real ID. For some, the last-minute scramble and long lines at the DMV was just too much.
I kept trying to get appointments online, and it just kept saying no availability.
I scheduled an appointment. I'll come back June 26th. I'm not flying anywhere before then.
AAA spokeswoman Aixa Diaz has some advice in these early days of the rollout.
If you don't have a real ID yet, but you do have a passport, we recommend wait until your license is up for renewal and then get your real ID then.
It's also suggested that everyone allow a little extra time.
And a reminder, other acceptable verified forms of ID include a valid U.S. passport or a tribal ID. Congress passed the Real ID Act way back in 2005 as a direct response to security gaps discovered in the wake of the 9/11 attack. New this morning, assisted living residents in Holmen were evacuated overnight after a fire broke out. Fire officials believe a faulty air conditioner is what sparked the blaze at Hope Stay Assisted Living off Circle Drive around 2 a.m. Officials say the fire could have spread further through the building. Fire crews from Holmen, Onalaska, and La Crosse responded. Nobody was hurt. Most of Wisconsin, meanwhile, experiencing elevated fire danger this week. All of western Wisconsin is facing moderate to high fire dangers. Like you see in this map, areas in the blue are facing a moderate risk. The yellow indicates a high risk. Parts of Eau Claire, Jackson, and Monroe counties are currently under burn restrictions. More questions than answers this morning in Monroe County after the deaths of 2 people. On Sunday, deputies discovered the bodies of a man and a woman in the East Fork Lemonweir River after receiving a tip. Investigators believe the pair were last seen leaving the Blackwater Bar and Grill. The caller who reported the discovery had come to the area searching for them. We spoke with 3 people identifying themselves as relatives of the deceased.
Can't believe it. We got here as quick as we could. Their bodies were still in the water. Everyone around us, the people that were there that night, everyone said this isn't right. There's got to be an explanation somewhere.
Right now, foul play is not suspected, but the investigation is ongoing. A new lawsuit is looking to bring back fusion voting, which allows different parties to nominate the same candidate. News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains it for us.
The 2 parties are not working together effectively at all. In fact, they are pulling farther and farther apart, and the increased division is causing a breakdown in trust.
As leaders in both major political parties face low approval ratings, citizens are growing tired of the way things are.
There has to be some kind of action to try to bring about a better representation than what we have right now.
Rosh is one of the 5 plaintiffs suing to bring back fusion voting, a practice outlawed in Wisconsin during the 19th century. Under fusion voting, the same candidate could represent more than one party. For example, Charles' candidate could be on the ballot for the Republicans while also being on the same ballot for the Libertarians.
And at the end of the day, all the votes for that candidate would be added together, and that's how we decide who won the election.
Jeff Mandel's Law Forward is one of 2 law firms representing the plaintiffs in the case. He says right now many people don't feel represented by the 2 major political parties.
Bringing fusion back is a way to give a voice and provide support to those people.
Mandel adds fusion voting could help the U.S. move past the 2-party system.
This is a way for that minor party to build support, to get its name out there, and across time, to become a major party.
Retired UWL professor Joe Heim is a committee member for United Wisconsin, a group created to promote fusion voting in the state. He says the practice pushes candidates to focus on the issues and build coalitions.
So this forces you to kind of be attractive to a 3rd or 4th party. It also gives a reason why voting for a 3rd or 4th party is worthwhile.
Critics say fusion voting could cause unnecessary confusion at the voting booth, but supporters are confident it won't lead to any issues.
And I think voters are pretty smart, and I believe in our friends and our neighbors across Wisconsin.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now, this morning.
While the lawsuit is still in its early stages, supporters are hopeful it'll be in front of the state Supreme Court before the next presidential election. Although winter's grip is finally loosening, you can still slash your energy bills with free home assessments now available in La Crosse. Green Homeowners United is offering these energy evaluations fully funded through the Inflation Reduction Act. The program identifies ways you can lower your monthly utility costs, with low-income homeowners qualifying for federal grants that cover the upgrades.
So they'll have spots in their home where they could use some help, and we come in and do the energy assessment. We can do some of those things. We can seal some ductwork, caulk around some windows and doors, and we also do like weather stripping around windows and doors as well.
If you're interested in getting your free energy assessment, you can reach out to Green Homeowners United. The Supreme Court clearing the way for the Trump administration's ban on transgender military service to take immediate effect. The court issued no explanation for its emergency ruling, with the 3 liberal justices dissenting without written opinion. This ban is stricter than the policy the court previously allowed during Trump's first term. Under the new restrictions, service members diagnosed with gender dysphoria will be processed for military separation, and the Pentagon will bar all transgender Americans from enlisting. For the first time, ships are reaching American shores carrying Chinese imports subject to 145% tariffs. The Port of Los Angeles says cargo there down 35% compared to this time last year. Experts predict those lighter loads could soon lead to inventory shortages and price hikes. Taking a live look at the Port of Los Angeles this morning, you can see a couple ships here in the background. The Trump administration says it's set to hold the highest level trade talks yet with Chinese officials. Amy Kiley has details and a look at what's at stake for the American consumer.
My sense is that this will be about de-escalation, not about the big trade deal.
Top U.S. and Chinese officials are set to discuss tariffs in Switzerland this weekend. Authorities say Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer will be there.
We don't want to decouple. What we want is fair trade.
The Chinese Commerce Ministry confirms the talks. It says it's, quote, taking into full consideration global expectations, China's own interests, and the appeals of American businesses and consumers. It's unclear if the countries have negotiated much or anything already, given mixed messages like these.
They've reached out since the 145% tariffs.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you believe
a lot?
Do you believe
a lot all the time. We're talking.
These will be the highest level trade talks we've seen between the United States and China since those 145% tariffs went into place.
That's correct.
The meeting comes as the U.S.-China trade war causes concern for many U.S. investors.
Markets basically saying, show us the deals.
And for U.S. business owners.
There are 900,000 workers in Southern California connected to the supply chain, and there are 9 million across the United States.
Some supply chain experts also report less cargo is entering the U.S. They warn that could cause inventory shortages.
The cargo doesn't lie. You're seeing the price increases come through.
The time now is 6:11. Still ahead on your morning news, the Department of Transportation plans to announce new air traffic control changes. We'll tell you about those. State attorneys general taking Trump to court over his wind energy ban, and TikTok says it's confident in its future despite a looming sale deadline, another one. And in a new study, the Twin Cities ranked 3rd for the largest jump in monthly grocery costs. Coming up, how you can save money for your next grocery trip. And for now, sending you to break with a live look at La Crosse Regional Airport this morning. Today is the big day. Real ID officially kicks in. Yeah, May 25 is finally here. Don't panic if you forgot yours. Travelers can still fly. You'll have to undergo some extra screening, though. Make sure you pack your patience along with your bags if you're headed out this morning. So far, things are still smoothing sailing at the La Crosse Airport. So stay with us. We'll be back right after this. And first, though, we've got another live look for you. Actually, this is a look at the Vatican, St. Peter's Square outside of the Vatican this morning. Art said it looks like some storms are looming there. You definitely see from the clouds. All eyes are on Rome as 135 cardinals gather for their first vote on the next pope. That historic black or white smoke signal from the Sistine Chapel could come later today, telling the world if a new pontiff has been chosen. We're, of course, still waiting for the first vote. We will keep you updated. Stay with us. We're back after this.
It's deer season.
Already? Nice knowing you. We gotta hide.
No, not that deer season. Deer season. It's that time of year when you can get $3,000 off at an authorized John Deere dealer.
A deer season that saves bucks?
That's right.
It's deer season, now through June 2nd.
Visit Tractor Central today to find out why nothing runs like a deer. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
It's a John Deere day.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menard.
Sylvania's two-wave LED light bulbs are designed to help you see and feel better. Get $10 instant savings with a qualifying purchase of $40 or more on Sylvania True-Wave light bulbs. Keep your gas-powered equipment running smooth with True Fuel. It's ethanol-free and ready to use with no mixing required and extends the life of your equipment. Pick it up for just $17.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. The business was called the Fountain Furniture Company. Today, 100 years and 4 generations later, we're Drury's, where you'll find a focus on principles that have given us staying power. Handle quality furniture, maintain a professional staff, and a commitment to customer service. We invite you to stop in and find out for yourself how this big store in a tiny town has lasted. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
The Driftless region is a thriving community where tradition and innovation shine. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like iron, sulfur, PFAS, and manganese. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Welcome to Luther High School. We'd like to give you a glimpse into what your child will experience here. Smaller class sizes, focusing on their needs. Exploration of the arts. Students working together. At Luther High School, you'll find a community building a foundation for the future and a family for life. For more information or to schedule a visit, go to lutherhigh.org or find us on Facebook at We Love Luther.
Well, good morning to you as we roll right into your forecast from Eau Claire. You've got clear skies becoming at least into mostly sunny skies going into the sunrise time and then carrying all the way through the morning hours. Partly cloudy skies to possibly mostly cloudy conditions as clouds kind of move into the area from the south, from the east, as well as the west into the forecast region with a cold front sticking right on top of us. We've got a little bit of light breeze out there as well. You'll see that in a bit as we go through La Crosse. We're also holding on to 50s and some 60s and some 70s. So we've got some temperatures that are on the cool side as well as on the mild side today. Everybody else in between that from, of course, the central portion of the region all the way up to the north where you're going to be seeing these temperatures fluctuate a little bit more so. How about this, though? The roadways are looking good for everybody out there. You can see in Eau Claire there's the flag waving out there. There's that breeze because it's a pretty big flag. And so the traffic looks good out there right now for everybody from north to south in the region. And, of course, as we go right to Black River Falls, we're going to be picking up, again, the possibility of temperatures of 58 degrees. You're looking good on the roadways there. Folks are kind of zooming on through. You can see this truck is about to do the same as we get into Menominee as well. 54 degrees up there for you guys. So have a wonderful day and get out and enjoy it if you can. Take a break and enjoy that sunshine. We're holding on to 60s and some 70s today. We do have partly cloudy skies, but eventually we'll get into some clearing skies, eventually getting deeper into the afternoon, into the evening hours as well. Sunshine will prevail tomorrow, though. Sunny skies with seasonal temperatures getting into tomorrow. Upper 60s. We also picking up some low 70s there. So we're only going to keep it around 70 degrees, so we're in the mix of that seasonal round. By Friday, you're picking up sunny and mild conditions from 77 all the way to about, say, well, down to 74 degrees out there for you. So that's what's happening over the next few days. We're in and up and out and down, and of course, with partly cloudy skies and sunshine in the forecast. We'll warm you up for the weekend and then carry you back into 70s and 80s on the way. More about that.
In your morning consumer news, the Department of Transportation unveiling a plan tomorrow to overhaul air traffic control. That reform set to target ongoing problems at Newark Airport, where passengers have faced frustrations and delays for days. The plan addresses the April 28th incident when controllers lost communications with aircraft, an event so traumatic that 5 controllers took leave. This crisis has only worsened existing staff shortages and equipment failures that are plaguing the system. Stay State attorneys general are taking Trump to court over his wind energy ban. A group of AGs is challenging the president's executive order blocking offshore wind development in federal waters. New York's Letitia James says the ban threatens billions in investments. Her office estimates New York's wind projects alone support more than 4,000 jobs. The lawsuit claims Trump's order directly contradicts another executive order he signed on his first day in office. And TikTok is telling its advertisers it is absolutely confident in its future, despite being legally required to find a buyer. The company's confidence may have some real backing beyond PR spin. President Trump revealed in a weekend interview that he has a warm spot in his heart for the platform. He indicated he would extend the June 19th deadline for TikTok to find a buyer if necessary, promising the app will be, quote, strongly protected. Grocery prices are taking a big bite out of families' budgets. In a new study, the Twin Cities ranked third for the largest year-over-year jump in the latest monthly price check. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield explains which items are costing Minnesotans more.
On Sundays, we usually either make a soup, or that we can take for the week.
Planning ahead is a big deal for these big appetites.
We have a plan for the week, and also we're preparing healthier meals, and we're not wanting to go out to eat so often.
It's one of the ways this Mendota Heights family is leveraging high grocery prices.
So here is our paycheck.
Molly says another saver is that she has groceries delivered to her door every Friday, avoiding temptation.
I mean, for the $9.99 a month delivery fee, I feel like I'm saving that times 10 by not grabbing things that I see on the shelf.
As for protein,
we do buy half of a cow. We go in on it with a neighbor, and that saves us quite a bit of money.
Which, according to this study, is especially needed in the Twin Cities. Smart Asset looked at federal stats and says this area has the third highest increase in grocery prices over the past year, saying overall prices are up 4.2%. Eggs and meat, 4.8%. So you've heard us talk about the increase in fruit and vegetable prices and, of course, eggs. But this new Smart Asset study says there's more. The survey also says that cereal and bakery goods have also gone up, but they are only up by 2% compared to produce, which saw the highest increase in the country with a 6.9% increase. But at Tim and Tom's Speedy Mart in Como, a family-owned business celebrating 3 decades, hope is in the air.
It's leveling, I'd say, yeah. I would say that there was probably that increase very much earlier on in the year, but everything has come back down.
And just like the Doyles, his family will continue to get creative, too.
30 years, we're still here.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, we have partly cloudy skies expected today, getting into mild conditions. Maybe some up to the north, maybe a little bit on the cooler side, holding on to the 60s and seasonal. But we'll also go into Thursday with much cooler conditions where we could find ourselves going into the overnight hours and the early morning sunrise time with a little bit of widespread frost in the forecast because we're going to cool you on down and then build it back up for Friday going into the weekend. So let's take a look at what's happening. We get in today, we've got a cold front that's over us right now. It is tracking all the way up into Canada. You can see it there kind of stretching down and right back through Iowa and then out to Denver. We'll see that continue on, but Thursday comes into the picture. Everything starts to bring in some cooler air and starts to push everything down to the south. We have high pressure that's here, it's building, but we're going to have that frontal boundary pretty much kind of over us right now today, and then finishing out by Thursday we push it on back down, and most of that moisture associated with that as well down to the south, and so cooler air coming in from Canada is going to be kind of pushing and diminishing all that moisture and pushing it towards the south. We get into 66 to 70 degrees. The local temperatures on this time of year with 40s in the morning. We're also seeing as we build up this through the afternoon and through the morning hours in the afternoon, our temperatures will surpass that gradually for some locations. Partly cloudy skies, as you can see, going through it, but once we get into the 9 o'clock hour, temperatures are into the 50s and the low 60s, eventually building up. Now, not like we had yesterday where these temperatures continue to crack up and open into the 60s and the 40s around these mid-morning hours. These are now at the late morning hours. We're still holding on to upper 60s and gradually reaching up to 70 degrees by the time we get into 71 for La Crosse at the 1 o'clock hour. Eventually more of those 70s roll back in by 4 o'clock, you can see, but up to the north you're in middle 60s to the upper 60s in some locations. How about that though? We'll get into the latter portion of the evening commute and the cooler air starts to drop right back down on top of us where we go all the way into the overnight hours, and then temperatures begin to cool on down from north to south into the region. When you get into the overnight hours, you see temperatures temperatures at the freezing mark as you get into Ladysmith. So we're looking at the possibility of frost kind of working its way into the area, as you can see right there. La Crosse is at 38 degrees, so frost may not be really an issue. We'll hold on to temperatures warming back up as we get into Thursday. Going into the late morning hours in the afternoon, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s and possibly near 60 degrees. All right, so we'll roll into Thursday. You've got temperatures again, 68 you can see to 65, all the way up to about 70 degrees for your local forecast. La Crosse will be 69, 69 for Eau Claire as well. So we're still below, just around seasonal average. By Friday, we start to warm you back up again, getting temperatures up to at least Sparta 78, 74 for La Crosse, 75 for Eau Claire. We've got going on a little bit of light rainfall trying to get in the forecast. We go through Friday and into Saturday overnight hours, but high pressure is going to eviscerate that. And of course, it's not going to be a real issue. We'll even see it a little bit trying to get back again from Green Bay all the way to La Crosse, but that too will be very low and limited. Over the next few days, as I mentioned, we start to warm you up over the weekend, 79 degrees, stepping up to 80 degrees, and then 82 to 81 degrees, possibly into the forecast for next week. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful day.
Looking like summer. Thank you, Art. Still to come, living with diabetes while planning for motherhood. How hormone changes create unique challenges for women managing their blood sugar. We'll take a look after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in the Blitz, a pitcher's duel between two of the MVC's best and a shootout in Arcadia. That and more on the way in just a moment.
And history getting ready to unfold at St. Peter's Square. 135 cardinals are inside the Vatican gathering to cast their first vote for the next pope. This is a live look, of course, outside. This is where the world is watching for that telltale smoke signal from the Sistine Chapel. We're, of course, still waiting for the first one. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning and the rest of the day. Stay with us.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, get up to $900 off select Beautyrest Black adjustable sets and choose a free gift with purchase. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years and get free white glove delivery. Beautyrest Black and free gift with purchase. Now at Home Sleep Express.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lassen Exteriors. With over 150 fabrics to choose from and the largest sizes available, you can create shade to match your home and style. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com or call us at 888-GO-ASHER.
This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a smoker. This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich. This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a Cedric.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
We really care about our employees and their families, and then also the community as a whole.
We have a lot of really, really good employees. It's like a family around here.
The customer is always number one. That's always our goal, to get them running.
Having Carrier as their main product with the support that they give us, the commitment to their product, to our people, is outstanding.
From the first call that you make, we'll take care of you every step of the way.
And air conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 10% off Area Rug sale prices. Choose from many different shapes, sizes, and patterns with Area Rug experts in every showroom to help you find a perfect rug. 10% off Area Rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Welcome to the Blitz. Just under 3 weeks left in the softball regular season. We've had a good one yesterday. Two of the best teams in the MVC, Tomah hosting on Alaska. Timberwolves unbeaten in the conference, while the Hilltoppers' lone loss came against Tomah in April. First inning, the home side with a hot start. First batter of the game, Grace Johnson, line shot to left. That gets down for a stand-up double. Next batter in the box, Libby Matheson gets one through into right. Johnson scores. Timberwolves take the lead. Then Toma would load up the bases, and as Mara Noth is going to go up to bat, she'll take one off the ankles. It hurts, but it scores another. Timberwolves with 3 runs in the first. And in the pitcher's circle, Anna Wall was untouchable once again. 7 innings strong, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts as Toma wins the pitcher's duel 3-1. Melman visiting Arcadia in an action-packed game. We begin with Maddie Frankron hitting one right over the infielders, knocking 2 runs in and extending the lead to 10-3. Later, it's Opal Buchanan shooting one to right center to score. Cooper Zeman to put the away side up 9. And hot bats did not stop there. Isabella Rozek crushing one deep to left in the 7th, and she's going to get some love from Mom going back to the dugout after the home run. Jordan Walters and the Raiders would fight back in the final frame as this bases clearing triple is part of a 7-run frame to pull the Raiders closer. But how's this to end the game? Anna Radcliffe full extension mode to put a bow on this one as the Mustangs get it done. Girls soccer action, West Salem visiting the Logan Luther Co-op. About 15 minutes in, Panthers on the prowl. Addie Ferguson whips in across, the ball ping-pongs around, and Emma Harmon tucks it home to make it 1-0. Then about 10 minutes later, good work on the left wing, picture-perfect ball sent in, and Sammy Niemeyer knows what to do with it. Outside foot finish is a beauty, and the Panthers stay unbeaten against league foes. All right, that'll do it for your Wednesday edition of The Blitz. Hope to see you back here later tonight.
Holman Locker and Meat Market is your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Now's the time to stock up on our summer meat bundle, which includes top sirloin, ground beef, Polish sausage, chicken filet, pork chops, locker dogs, and brats. Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin, family-owned, turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked. And Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning is who you want to call. Prevent the buildup of dust and dirt to keep you and your family breathing healthy, clean air with your trusted, trained comfort specialist. Check out our Google reviews and call 782-0664 today for your AC clean and check. Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning. It's hard to stop a train.
Your trained comfort specialist, Bagnevsky.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. The business was called the Fountain Furniture Company. Today, 100 years and 4 generations later, we're Drury's, where you'll find a focus on principles that have given us staying power. Handle quality furniture, maintain a professional staff, and a commitment to customer service. We invite you to stop in and find out for yourself how this big store in a tiny town has lasted. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, family owned for 100 years.
There are days I feel stuck in my head. Even on an antidepressant, lingering depression symptoms can make it hard to break through. I wanted more from my antidepressant. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Vraylar isn't approved for elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, tremors, slow or uncontrolled body movements, restlessness and feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh quality meat. Purchase a minimum of 25 pounds of 90% lean ground beef for $5.89 per pound or 85% lean for $5.49 per pound. Shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, the FDA has appointed a vaccine critic from the COVID era to lead its biologics division. Dr. Vinay Prasad will replace Dr. Peter Marks, who led the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research for 13 years. Marks, who helped architect Operation Warp Speed for COVID vaccines, resigned last month after criticizing Secretary Kennedy's vaccine safety positions. Prasad has been a vocal critic of both the Warp Speed initiative and Marks's leadership at the agency. And some research out of Korea showing the shingles vaccine may do more than just prevent shingles. That new study found the vaccine can lower the risk of heart disease by 23% for up to 8 years. The vaccine in that study was used in the U.S. till 2018. Other research shows promising results for Shingrix, the version of the vaccine currently used in this country.
When you have a shingles outbreak in particular, you're having a lot of inflammation. That can cause inflammation of your blood vessels, blood clotting, all of which could lead to a heart attack, dementia, these other problems. And so understanding that these things can be connected, infectious disease, chronic disease, I think is an important message here.
The CDC recommends the shingles vaccine for adults ages 50 and up for immunocompromised adults who are at least 19. Living with type 1 diabetes can have a big impact on women over the course of their lives. Experts are getting the word out that education is critical to diabetes care. Makiala White has one woman's story.
I like to put my pumps on the back of my arms.
In the 18 years that Sydney Lundgren has been living with type 1 diabetes, the technology has transformed her care. She wears a continuous glucose monitor that regularly tells her what her blood sugar level is. And she wears an insulin pump, which gives her insulin when she needs it.
I like to wear mine where you can see them for that exact reason. Like, I want people to come talk to me.
That education is part of her job. Sydney works for the Children's Diabetes Foundation.
I love getting to work with other people living with type 1 every single day.
As a woman living with type 1, Sydney deals with some extra highs and lows.
I can tell where in my cycle I am based on what my blood sugar is.
There are different ways that we can anticipate that someone may have different needs for their insulin requirements based on where they are in their menstrual cycle.
Dr. Sarit Polsky treats women with diabetes at the Pregnancy and Women's Health Clinic at the Barbara Davis Center. Hormones associated with a woman's reproductive cycle can make their body insulin resistant.
Pregnancy poses very unique challenges, and in pregnancy we're caring for not just one person but two. So we want to make sure that we ensure the health of both the mother and the child.
High glucose levels can lead to babies born with high blood sugars and even miscarriage. It is one of the challenges that Sydney will face.
I think a lot of women living with type 1 diabetes, it can be a concern on what's pregnancy going to look like, how am I going to deal with the hormonal changes.
You can have a happy and healthy pregnancy, you just have to work harder than someone who doesn't have diabetes.
And doctors say that starts with seeing a qualified doctor and education about diabetes care.
The Mayo Clinic estimates 1.25 million Americans live with diabetes. If you've got metal cluttering your garage, local scouts could use it for their annual scrap-a-thon. They're collecting everything from soda cans to old garage doors, turning your unwanted metal into valuable funding. All proceeds support scouting programs throughout our area, helping the next generation of community leaders.
It's a very win-win for us. You know, we're living up to our sustainability roots as far as scouting goes, but then you're also helping the community. So if you can reduce, reuse, and recycle and benefit kids in our community, that's awesome.
We have a complete list of addresses on our digital platforms. UWL students are helping connect members of the LGBTQ+ community. Recreational therapy students hosted a speed friending event at the Health Science Center for LGBTQ+ community aged 50 and up. The event aimed to build friendships across multiple generations.
We kind of focused on folks who are a little bit middle-aged or older in communities where young students are not hanging out, right? So there's opportunity for them to make some connections around why socialization is so important to mental health, and as an opportunity for us to build capacity in the community.
The event was hosted as part of the Sociology of Generations and Age class. It can be challenging for kids with special needs to find activities to take part in after school. CBS's Christian Benavides looks at one nonprofit helping kids hit all the right notes.
You are.
The lessons being taught inside this Florida classroom are more than just about musical instruments. For this group of special needs students, including 15-year-old Zeha Navari, it's a much-needed outlet.
It's really nice, helps me calm down a bit. Whenever I feel a little anxious or a little sad, I play the guitar to cheer me up.
Avari's mother, Dr. Diana Anita, is a board-certified psychiatrist who's seen the impact the lessons have had on her son.
It's hard to put into words when you see your kid grow and blossom like this. And this road can be a very lonely road. And having schools like this, communities like this, has really been very touching.
Matthew Villa is the founder of Harmony Hugs, a nonprofit dedicated to teaching special needs students how to play music.
I walk in here and I take on the teacher title. I'm Mr. Matthew to them, right? But in reality, they are teaching me. They teach me to look at the world for the positive that it is, for the good that it is.
Villa started providing lessons at just one school back in 2023 and has since expanded
2 times.
Pretty remarkable, given that Villa is only 16 and still a junior in high school.
We're at 7 locations so far. My goal is 15 locations by the time I graduate high school.
To connect with someone your own age and who speaks your language, who's just taken the time out of their day to be here is miraculous in many ways.
Many of the kids who take these lessons like to showcase their talents outside the classroom.
As a mom, it's hard not to tear up when you see something like that.
You're gonna put it here.
Lessons that can bring harmony in both music and life.
What an amazing young man. And Villa's experience teaching kids with special needs led him to write a book about a kid with autism who gains the courage to perform in his school's talent show. Bright future there. We'll send it over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our morning commute.
Yeah, speaking of bright, my friend, we hold on to that sunshine that's out there. Even though it's partly cloudy skies, it looks pretty good out there. You see the winds flapping the Old Glory out in the breeze right there. Even the smaller flags are out there whipping out a little bit more so. And as you get into it here, it's a beautiful start to your early morning. So if you're going out for a walk or if you're going to go walk the dog, you're looking pretty good for that. Holding on to the 7 a.m. through the sunrise time as well, getting all the way into the late morning hours. You're looking at 50s and then the 60s roll in under partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies for some, getting into at least 1 o'clock. You're holding on to 71 degrees. We'll lose some of that cloud cover gradually. On Alaska's looking pretty good out there as well. That's just a picturesque right there. 55 degrees out there, holding on to 55 degrees as we go to the kids going to school for lacrosse. Cool with a light breeze out there, holding on to mild with a light breeze, finishing out the day around the 3 o'clock hour. Still holding on to partly cloudy skies for some. You get to Eau Claire, you've got the mostly sunny skies, possibly 54 degrees, still cool with a light breeze, doing the same with mild to a light breeze later on with just about 70 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Your highs are looking like this today as you go from 65 to 66 up to the north, and then about 76 degrees today possibly for your forecast. That's a look at how it all plays out for you today. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shapes up for you going into your Mother's Day weekend, so stick around. Hey, coming up in our Buzz Report, Rob Thomas is hitting the road this summer. Coming up, we'll have more on his all-night days tour when we return.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lassen Exteriors. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's time to visit Jolivet Family Farms. 8 greenhouses full of a wide variety of flowers, vegetable, and plants, all grown for this climate. Jolivet's features one of the area's largest selections of hanging baskets: succulents, clematis, citronella mosquito plants, horseradish, rhubarb, asparagus. Find unique lawn and garden decor. Take home a strawberry rhubarb pie, rhubarb crisp, or try the new peanut butter pie from our homemade bakery. All this and so much more. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
King Furniture would like to wish all moms a happy Mother's Day. And this year, let's skip the flowers and get her a gift she'll enjoy every single day. It's the Mother's Day trade-in sale at King Furniture, where you can trade in your old furniture and get huge savings on something brand new. Trade in that old tired recliner for a brand new style, or upgrade mom to the bedroom she's always dreamt of. Plus, find savings of up to 60% store-wide. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable, only at King Furniture.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
If nagging, persistent joint pain has upended your life, listen, there's a solution for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics uses a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and more. QC Kinetics targets the source of your pain, not just the symptoms. Thousands of patients have experienced life-changing results, and they're right here. Find out if you're a candidate for this game-changing therapy. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation.
Protect your home with Tundra seamless gutters and gutter helmet from Asher Lasting Exteriors. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back as we go through your day today. Partly cloudy skies, possibly maybe even a few extra clouds in the forecast, but we're going to see at least seasonably cool to mild local temperatures today. Then tomorrow we're back into some cooler conditions and then holding on to some possible widespread frost in the forecast area coming in from the northeast, extending into the western portion of the region. And that's for tomorrow morning. We'll also find ourselves with Friday to give us a chance to eke out of this cooler air and then get back into seasonably mild conditions and beyond into the warm. Holding on to that, you can see that frontal boundary kind of moving out of the way, and then slowly but surely cool air comes in from Canada. High pressure is well up to the northeast there, and that will continue to usher in that flow right back down on top of us, pushing all that moisture back down to the south. High pressure is in play, and it continues to help us stay dry over the next several days, even though we have about a 10% chance of that happening today, of water getting down to the ground, or at least some moisture getting down to the ground, but it's really unlikely here locally, probably right between Mankato as well as the Twin Cities there. 66 to 70 degrees, those are our normal temperatures for this time of year here. 40s possibly as we roll right into it. We're going to see some 30s, 40s, and 50s in the morning temperatures for the lows, and eventually we're going to see temperatures, as you saw right there, 66 to 67 degrees or 77 degrees are going to be in the forecast. Let's take a look at it as we get into it. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies pop into the picture quickly. You can see a few extra clouds up to the north there. As we go right into it all the way through the day, this still continues to linger, but by 4 o'clock it begins to kind of stall, and then it starts to go the opposite direction. That's when the frontal boundary is starting to exit out. Cooler air is coming in from tonight, going into the overnight hours as well. Temperatures begin to plummet, going to the 40s, back down to the 30s. As we get into sunrise tomorrow, 32 down to about 39 to 36 degrees in some cases. This is where we could possibly see the frost from Wausau, getting to Ladysmith, back down to possibly just above La Crosse, getting into areas by Black River Falls, and extending into areas right by Sparta possibly. So that's where we'll see that. Holding on to the regular morning hours going into Thursday, we start to try to rebuild you back. But man, we're still at noon. We're still only in the 50s still, possibly near 60 degrees. And then of course for Thursday, we're looking at temperatures from 65 to 68 all the way to about 70 degrees. So we're dropping temperatures down. By Friday, we bump them back up, getting up to at least 74 to about 77 degrees in the forecast, and then we're starting to chug it up a little bit more so to warm you up a bit more. We've got chances of rainfall trying to get in for Saturday. That would be the best bet, but it's a really low chance of that occurring, possibly maybe about a 20% chance, if that at all, then it gets out of the way. All right, so that being said, we get back into your local temperatures here over the next few days, and away we go. You're going to see conditions to be like this today, 70s, those low 70s to upper 60s, back to the middle 70s, warming up to the upper 70s to 80 degrees for Mother's Day, and then we're going to bump you back into the 80s going into next week. Be safe.
In your Morning Buzz report, 4 women who worked for legendary singer Smokey Robinson have accused him of sexual assault. The women filed a lawsuit yesterday accusing Robinson of sexual battery, assault, and false imprisonment. His wife, Frances, also named in that suit. So far, no word from the 85-year-old entertainer. Singer-songwriter Rob Thomas is hitting the road this summer, part of a highly anticipated 25-city tour. The All Night Days tour kicks off in Atlanta August 1st. The Matchbox 20 frontman will also perform new music from his forthcoming 6th solo album.
8 years ago, I recruited these 2 into a unit known as Shadow Force. We did God's dirty work around the globe. We have to send now. We cannot do this anymore. Shadow Force came with one ironclad rule. No one leaves.
Kerry Washington and Omar Sy star in Shadow Force as married former operatives on the run from their old employer. The action thriller opens in theaters Friday.
They're really big on tradition around here.
Every year, there's this parade where everyone gathers around a Frendo float.
Frendo? It's the clown on all the Bay Pen corn syrup labels. He's practically a local legend.
A Midwestern town is terrorized by a clown in a new horror flick. Clown in a Cornfield hits theaters Friday. All right, and before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, we're looking at Evelyn, who's turning 8. She loves to play sports, spend time on the trampoline, and spend time with her grandparents.
And Kenna's turning 8. She loves to dance, adventure, and spend time with her friends and family.
Hey, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures button on the Home tab. And stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less after the break.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh quality meat. Purchase a minimum of 25 pounds of 90% lean ground beef for $5.89 per pound or 85% lean for $5.49 per pound. Shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
For over 25 years, Window World's provided quality products for homeowners around the country, including windows and doors. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they'll never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable fiberglass construction that provides up to 4 times the insulation value of wood. When it comes time for new windows or doors, trust America's exterior remodeler. Trust Window World.
From laminate and vinyl to tile and wood, Floor & Decor has more options for pros, homeowners, and anyone looking for the right look at the right price. Your next beautiful space is at Floor & Decor.
The results are in for the 2025 Best of La Crosse County. Head to bestoflacrossecounty.com to see the winners in every category. Here's one of the many businesses that won this year.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up, shut up. Pivot!
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Nothing tastes better on the grill than steak from Holman Locker and Meat Market. Stop in for a sale on this month's featured steak. You'll be glad you did. Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality local meat and much, much more.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies, saving the day. We're talking about everyday heroes, those with a special kind of courage or ability, those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. The College of Cardinals preparing to cast their first vote for the new Pope. 135 Cardinals will vote 4 times daily beginning today. From the Sistine Chapel, they'll vote twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon. Ballots are burned with smoke signaling results. Black means no decision. White announces a new pontiff.
I think Cardinal Parolin, he is an Italian. He has a great depth of experience. He was very close to Pope Francis. I think Cardinal Tagle, he represents a thriving church in the Philippines, the rise of the Asian Christianity.
Any Cardinal frontrunner could secure the required 2/3 vote to become Pope. We'll monitor the conclave and keep you updated. New this morning, assisted living residents in Holman were evacuated overnight after a fire. Fire officials believe a faulty air conditioner sparked the blaze at Hope Stay Assisted Living off of Circle Drive around 2 a.m. Crews from Holman, Onalaska, and La Crosse responded. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney met with President Trump at the White House yesterday. Among the topics they discussed, President Trump's recent push for Canada to become the 51st state. Prime Minister Carney stated firmly during that meeting that Canada is not for sale. The Supreme Court will allow President Trump to implement his ban on transgender people serving in the military. The justices granted an emergency request from the administration to lift a nationwide injunction blocking the policy while litigation continues. According to data, there are just over 4,000 transgender people currently serving the U.S. military. A shakeup could be coming to Wisconsin ballots as a push to revive fusion voting heads to Madison. Under fusion voting, candidates can appear multiple times on the same ballot representing different parties. Wisconsin banned this practice in the 1800s. Supporters argue fusion voting would strengthen smaller parties and reduce political polarization by encouraging coalition building.
This is a way for that minor party to build support, to get its name out there, and across time to become a major party.
Critics say fusion voting could confuse voters. And today is the deadline for Americans to obtain a real ID. If you don't have one or another acceptable form of ID like a passport, you might face some delays at the airport. And we'll take a live look at La Crosse's regional airport this morning. Things are going smooth and on time here, nothing to worry about. If you are on a later flight, officials say expect a few delays in security as they work with their new protocol.
Very confident that we can thread the needle of both enforcing the law while also minimizing impacts for folks who may face additional wait times at the airport. In extremely rare circumstances, if we cannot identify or validate your identity, denial.
A passport is still necessary for international travel. You know those signs? May 2025 always seems so far away.
So do I need to go to the DMV today?
You've already been.
Okay, so you've got some breezy and gusty winds out there right now, holding on to some partly cloudy skies through the day. Slowly but surely, that wind is going to slowly progress down to La Crosse and then down to Prairie du Chien as we finish out the day into the afternoon and beyond, getting into warmer conditions gradually. And once we get past this cool coming in for today and tomorrow, then we'll pick it up as we go into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 80s on the way for next week as well. Get out and enjoy it. We're looking pretty dry.
Good thing you got your real ID, Art, because today's National Tourism Day.
What?
You are set. Your perfect excuse to put that real ID to use. Since Congress established this day in 1983, it's been a celebration of tourism's vital role in our economy and a thank you to the industry's workers. The U.S. draws millions of international visitors each year, but you don't need to go far to celebrate. You can visit a local landmark, museum, park, maybe start planning your next adventure. From the Grand Canyon to Miami Beach to Riverside Park, every state offers something uniquely American to discover. What are you trying to signal at me?
I may just go to the DMV because I like the DMV.
You do. You talk about the people at the DMV very
They're
fondly.
really kind.
They are good people there. They're busy right now, so thank you for your work and your service. And thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon.